What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are going over the results of UFC London 2025, Sean Brady versus Leon Edwards, and yeah, let's get right into it. For the first fight of the main card, we had Nathaniel Wood versus Morgan Charriere. I had predicted Charriere to crack Wood probably in the second or third, but that is not what happened. Wood put on a really good performance on Charriere, was piecing him up. He looked very fast. His volume striking was really giving Charriere problems, and Charriere never really recovered from that first round knockdown. I had predicted that Wood really would be doing good on the feet, that his combos would give Charriere a lot of problems. I just didn't think that he would be able to stay defensively sound throughout the entirety of the fight. And he did. He did a really good job on that. He looked very sharp. It really shut down Charriere's offense, and good on him. It was a great win from him. Unfortunately, with Wood winning, that leaves me on one of my picks, and yeah, on to the next one. For the next fight, we have Jordan Vucenic versus Chris Duncan, and I feel a lot better about getting this one wrong because it seems like just about everybody had Vucenic winning this one. Obviously, this is not what happened. Me, along with the entire MMA community, severely underestimated Chris Duncan. Chris Duncan went out there within the first 5 seconds with a nasty kick-punch combo, which dropped Vucenic. And from there on, honestly, it was all Chris Duncan. Vucenic really had nothing for him, and I had predicted the opposite. Vucenic was getting pieced up, he was getting thrown around. It was just really a freight train of a performance by Chris Duncan. Good on him. Funnily enough, earlier on the same card, Gunnar had a very disappointing performance as well. So it really makes you wonder, did the UFC purposely put two mid-fighters, Gunnar and Vucenic, against each other to make both fighters look a lot better than what they were? Maybe, but we'll talk about that another. Yeah, I mean, great performance by Duncan. He really proved everybody wrong, and that leaves me 0-2 on my picks. Up next, we had the token women's fight of the main card, Molly Meatball McCann versus Alexia Thainara. I had Thainara winning this, and it went exactly how I predicted. I had predicted that despite Molly's experience, Thainara was just going to be too much of a physical specimen for somebody like Molly to really handle, and that's pretty much what we saw. Thainara was just too long, too strong, and too quick for the veteran Meatball Molly to handle. Obviously, we are going to discuss the retirement of Meatball Molly. In the last video, I mentioned how I found her annoying throughout her career. That is true still, but we got to give props when and where it's due. Meatball Molly's been around for a long while in the sport, it feels like. She's brought much needed attention to women's MMA when they needed it, and dare I say, she really helped with the buildup of Patty the Baddie. You know, she was around, and they seemed like a good duo together. So props to her, and really fair play to her for getting that Barstool money and parlaying that into restaurants, other things. It seems like she's going to be set for life, and I'm excited to see what she does in the future. So fair play to Molly McCann. Enjoy retirement. For the next fight on the main card, we had Gunnar Nelson versus Kevin Holland. And this fight somewhat went how I thought it would. I had predicted Holland would be able to step up and finally get a win against Boomer Nelson. But Nelson looked a lot better than what I thought he would, considering his long-ass layoff. Ultimately, though, Holland was just way too much. He was doing a lot of damage on the feet, and it really felt like Nelson didn't fully recover after the end of the first round, where he almost got finished. There was even a time where Nelson was fully mounted on Holland, and I thought he could make something happen, but he looked way too tired to really get anything done. It was a great win from Holland, but I think the biggest takeaway from all of this is that Holland needs to lock in and stay at 170. If he wishes to go up in the rankings, if he wishes to ever fight for a title in the future, he needs to stay at 170, because a guy like Bo Nickel would destroy a Kevin Holland at 185. He's just not ready for 185, not big enough, not enough grappling skill for 185. He needs to stay at 170. But yeah, with the Holland win and Thainara win, that leaves me 2-2 on my picks. So for the co-main event, we had the return of Polish Power, former light heavyweight champion Jan Blachowicz taking on the up-and-comer Carlos Ulberg. I had predicted that the layoff, age of Jan, double surgeries, shoulder surgeries of Jan would be way too much for Jan to handle in the return against an up-and-comer like Ulberg, a young buck like Ulberg, and that is just not what happened. Jan looked fucking great considering the circumstances. He went out there and in my opinion, schooled Carlos Ulberg. He really showed him that there's levels to this shit. Jan did really good on the defense. Despite being the clearly slower fighter, he was doing a good job of dodging all the power shots and landing big power shots of his own. I think those power shots were enough to keep Ulberg off of him, keep Ulberg from rushing the way he normally does his opponents. That being said, Ulberg fought a lot differently than what I thought he would. I thought Ulberg would come out with no respect, put Jan out of there in the first round maybe, and, you know, really flood him with punches early on. But Ulberg was very calm, very hesitant, and he was really picking his shots. Now, it seems like that was Ulberg's game plan from the jump, but there were moments there where he got cracked by Jan, and it seemed like those shots really hurt him. Unfortunately, Jan couldn't capitalize on that, but Jan still has Polish power. It is still fully alive. Watching the fight live, I thought it was 1-1 going into the third, and quite frankly, I thought Jan took that third round. I think he landed the more damaging strikes. He looked a lot better optically. He had better ring management. I don't really see how the judges could have given that to Ulberg, but I'm not going to sit here and bitch too much because I had picked Ulberg to win. So that leaves me 3-2 on my picks going into the main event. So I won't complain too much, but I thought Jan won that fight on a first watch around. I haven't watched it again, but make sure to comment down below who do you think won, who should have won that, and why. And yeah, just let me know down below. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I'm gonna rip the band-aid off right now. I was completely, utterly fucking wrong, okay? I'll be the first to say it. Sean Brady proved me the fuck wrong. He made me put my foot in my mouth. He made me eat crow, eat shit, whatever you want to say. I was wrong. Sean Brady, I apologize. I was not familiar with your game. I truly apologize. I had predicted that Sean would be too little, too weak, not skilled enough on the feet or strong enough on the ground to bully Leon the way Belal did. And obviously, as we saw, that just wasn't the case. Sean Brady absolutely fucking dominated Leon Edwards. He bitched him. He bitched Leon Edwards out, straight up. He was piecing Leon up. He was throwing him around on the ground. Obviously, he submitted him. I think that might have been the first time Leon Edwards has ever been finished in his career. And he did it in his hometown. Previously, I had said he wasn't championship level. He is. He absolutely is. And in fact, dare I say, he's above that level. He's representative of this new generation, new era of fighters that are coming in. And all of these guys are well-rounded. It's like everybody is a mini GSP, you know? Something that I really, really, really appreciate about Sean Brady is after the fight, he started talking more shit. Now, normally, a lot of old school fighters will be like, hey, maybe, hey, you do your talking in the ring. Fuck that. We're not in that era anymore. We're in the era of trash talk and internet media playing that game. And Brady is hitting the ground fucking running. Because the things that he's been talking about and posting on social medias after dominating Leon like that in his hometown have been nothing short of perfect heel work. He mentioned how the crowd was weak in London and how had that taken place in Philly, the crowd would have been 10 times worse. He mentioned how he would never, ever tap in his own hometown the way Leon did. He mentioned how the UK is not allowed to have guns, so why do they do headshot bang? And he also mentioned how Leon was a dick for calling him short and making fun of him like that, so fuck him and his team. All of that I can really, really respect. I will always respect a fighter that truly stands on business, not like Colby Covington, who, I'm just trying to sell the fight for you. Yes, am I shamelessly hopping on the hype train after doubting him? Yes, I am. I don't care, fuck you. But I do maintain I think Belal still beats him. There's nothing I saw in that Leon Edwards fight from Brady that shows me that he is any better than Belal, because Belal did the same thing. Now let's move on to what's next for Brady. I'm not too sure, but there's a big kind of discussion online right now of whether he should fight for the title next. I don't think so. I think he should fight Shavkat, if anything, for that #1 contendership spot. And I saw a lot of people disagreeing with that because it seems like that would be punishing Shavkat for getting injured. And yeah, that may be the case, but that's business, baby. But assuming that Brady won't get the Shavkat fight, I think a great contendership fight for him would be Buckley. Buckley's been on a great winning streak. He's been looking amazing at 170. And it'd be nice to see somebody like that take on Buckley. It seems like everybody's been kind of ducking the buck. As for what's next for Leon, Well, he has a lot more limited options here. His team and himself need to be very, very, very smart about who they fight next. They got to get a guy like MVP, maybe a striker like Ian Gary. Hell, even a striking up-and-comer like Carlos Prates would be good. They need somebody that will not take Leon to the ground. Somebody that will give Leon the confidence again. They need to get Leon back into the win column, similar to how Holland needed the win against Nelson. The things that'll do for Leon's confidence would be massive. But yeah, I mean, Leon will probably never touch the belt again, if we're being real. I don't think he'll ever even fight for the belt again, if I'm being honest. It's clear he has a very, very, very glaring hole in his game, and that is the grappling aspect of MMA. Which, this late in his career, he's not going to make any major improvements. You know, it's just not going to happen. We haven't seen that before. And considering this new era of welterweights all have this solid grappling ability, I just don't see where Leon could go from here. Like I said, maybe a Prates, maybe a Gary, maybe even an MVP. But even then, I would really lean towards MVP because I think Gary and Prates may have better grappling than Leon does. Right, that is going to be it for today, guys. That leaves me 3-3 on my picks for UFC London 2025. It's not terrible, but that's not really good either. Kind of canceled each other out. So hopefully we'll do a lot better on my picks next time. But really, that Vucenic one really threw me off. But anyways, comment down below which was your favorite fight of the night. Overall, I kind of found this card very underwhelming. Let me know what you think down below. Follow me on Twitter. I really talk shit about fights over there. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Oh, one more thing. I'll have my Moreno Usyk picks out probably early tomorrow morning. So make sure to like, subscribe, stay tuned, follow me on Twitter. And yeah, see you guys next time.